Only sheep. All sheep. All day. 99 problems, but Mareep ain't one.
Oh, that was sick.
Sorry. Get out of my apartment. Get out. I have a sheep in my apartment. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, got it dealt with. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Hopefully that sheep that is definitely here will not disturb us anymore. Welcome back to Kill A Delibird, where we talk about Pokemon. We watch Pokemon in the Johto Journeys. It's a great time. Welcome back. I've said that like 3 times now. I'm Kellan. I'm the one that plays Pokemon a lot. I know many things about Pokemon. It's one of the very few things I'm actually knowledgeable about. Probably one of 2 things. But Graham is knowledgeable about other things, like taxes, probably. Graham, how are you?
I'm okay. I got so many questions about that intro. 1, how many sheep were they?
Get out of here!
2, I don't actually know that much about taxes, but like
Probably
I
know them more
file
than me.
them annually, so I guess I got that going for me.
I forward my tax emails to my parents, and they deal with it.
Do you have
about
a
all I know.
family accountant or something?
Apparently.
Nice. 3, what is the other thing besides Pokemon that you know of?
Big Brother.
Oh, yes, Pokemon and Big Brother. Are you
Yep.
waiting for the day they have a crossover?
That would never happen. It'd be
Oh,
wild, but
wait
it would never
for
happen.
it.
You
I
teasing
think I
something?
could see.
Do you know something I don't?
Yeah, my uncle works at Game Freak.
My uncle works at CBS. Crazy.
Crazy. And they're gay lovers. No, we're too related. No, they could be. Yeah, we could have uncles that are unrelated. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That'd
hook
be-
up. and
that'd be wild.
Create a Pokemon Big Brother crossover.
What a world we live in.
Yeah. Anyways, did you answer me how many sheep were there in your apartment?
It was just one, but he was really loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good that you don't have to count them.
Yeah, thank God.
I didn't want to fall
mean,
asleep on air.
It'd be funny, though. Content.
If I fell asleep on air, there's
Yeah.
just like, we just got dead air, and that's the
Not unheard
podcast
of
for the
for
week.
that to happen on a podcast. Funny.
Narcolepsy strikes again.
Typically, you have more than 2 hosts, though. So that the other
Oh,
2 can, continue a conversation.
I see.
Whatever.
It'd be nice, though, to hear you just like rant to yourself while I'm asleep.
I'd do that anyway.
That could be funny. So how's it going this week, Kellan?
I have done nothing. Like
Cool.
usual. Yeah.
Cool, you're not playing any games?
I've been slowly working through doing all of the like side quests and 100%ing new Pokemon Snap, but it's been very
Oh,
slow because a lot of
nice.
those requests are
Ooh, the
stupidly hard.
requests are tedious. Yeah,
They make no sense.
They make no sense. Yeah,
Like
yeah, they're very
the
convoluted.
one of them, the only hint is like, there's a place here where it'd be neat if there were a lot of seasonal Pokemon. And so you're like, okay, that makes sense. I got to get all 4 types of Sawsbuck into this place. And they'll do a thing, and I got to get a picture of it. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to figure it out, but what it expects you to do then is like throw a bunch of orbs at Espeon and then like scan and then play the Poke Flute and it'll jump over to this other place. Then you gotta hit it with another orb and then chase it to this place. And it's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to figure out like 20 steps when the only hint you gave me was like, hey, deer over there, 4 of them.
I wonder if they just straight up expect you to like look up stuff
Look it up?
online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's almost just like, because it does have that sort of social feeling. Like the requests are supposed to feel social, but they're
Mhm.
not because they're just like a 1 sentence. But then it's like,
Yeah.
go and talk to people on Reddit, and that's how you'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's like Galarian Yamask and Sword and Shield, where the evolution requirement is like, go into battle, have Galarian Yamask take at least 49 health points of damage, but it just has to stay alive, and then go bike under this one arch in the wild area and it'll evolve. It's like, how the fuck were we supposed to figure that one out?
Eat 1.5 hot dogs for lunch. Don't go to the bathroom for at least 3 hours afterwards. Spin around twice, and then use a dusk ball, even though it's still day.
My favorite new evolution method we've gotten in the last couple gens, though, has to be Milcery into Alchemy. Milcery is a heavy cream Pokemon, and Alchemy is like a whipped cream Pokemon.
Okay.
So what you do is you put Milcery in your party, and you spin around a bunch in the overworld.
Wait, this is real?
Yes, this is
Oh,
real.
that's
Sword and Shield.
brilliant.
You spin around a bunch, and depending on the type of sweet you give it, and how long you spin, what direction you spin, what time of day it is, you get one of like it's like there's like 30 alchemy forms. It's really neat. I think it's very funny because you're spinning around, you literally whip the cream Pokemon into whipped cream. It's hilarious.
Whip the cream Pokemon. Yeah, even the line heavy cream Pokemon it kind of lands strangely with me. Like, what a line.
It's great. I love it. What
I
are some other
have
weird
I been
evolutionary
playing
things?
anything? I have been playing some crusty old Yu-Gi-Oh! DS game called Nightmare
Mm.
Troubadour. Shout me out in the comments if you know about Nightmare Troubadour. It's not bad. It's a little bit janky and weird. It was like the first Yu-Gi-Oh! DS game. It's like a little bit ugly, but it's also kind of charming. You have like an overmap, but like nothing is on it, and then like you have to like scan around, and then a person randomly pops up, and then you just have to duel with them. So it's like not really a world map, but it like is. But
That's incredible.
really you're just dueling, and that's all the game is.
I looked up the like other unique evolution requirements. I forgot another one of my favorites, Gen 6 Inkay, which is like a squid, evolves into Malamar, which is like an big upside down squid. And
Mhm.
it's all about like being upside down and directionals and stuff. And the way you evolve it is you level it up past level 30 while your system is upside down.
Whoa, that's how do you do that? You gotta
You
like
use the using the
orient yourself.
gyroscope.
Oh no, but like, do you need to like? Would you like sit on your couch like upside down, or how do you do that?
Well, the 3DS can turn upside down, it's handheld, and then on the Switch, it just has to be in handheld mode, and you turn it
Oh, so
upside
you just
down.
play it upside down.
Yeah, and then it evolves because it's upside down and becomes an upside down squid.
That's actually kind of sick.
It's great. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I wonder what more kinds of stuff they could do if, like, in the Switch 2, there'll be like a smell sensor, and it's like, if you're cooking bacon when this Pokemon levels up, it'll become the Bacon Chef Pokemon.
The Switch 2 will have a chemical analysis machine attached to it,
Okay, yeah.
and some Pokemon will evolve depending on what type of liquid you dump into the chemical analysis machine. So like you dump in some vanilla and you'll get like a normal type Pokemon. You dump in some chocolate, you'll get like a ground type Pokemon, just based off like color or whatever.
It's like
That's what the Switch do.
it comes with
Predictions.
like a blood test add
Yes.
on, and
Yeah.
like if you're like diabetic, you get like a new evolution, the diabetic evolution, the insulin evolution.
No, this is how you get Ghost type Eevee. You have to
You
put when you get the
die.
Switch
You
2
have to
when you get the
die while
Switch
you're
2
playing.
when you get the Switch 2, you have to give it a blood sample,
Okay,
your own DNA,
it's like a
and then
ritual sacrifice.
yeah, and then in Pokemon in the next Pokemon games, Eevee will evolve into Ghost type Eevee when you dump someone else's blood into the Switch.
Hmm.
So you killed them, and now you got Ghost Eevee taking
That's
on their spirit.
fascinating, Kellan.
Yeah. Anyway,
Someone else's blood. Because you have your own blood like synced to the system, so that's how it
exactly.
verifies it's
So it can
somebody else.
tell. Yeah.
Ooh, that's dark. You know, there's some like freaky kids who would like sacrifice animals.
Yep.
And we don't
Yep.
condone with that. It should be
Nope.
honest to goodness, human on human murder, like the Lord intended. Cain and Abel shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm all about the blood these days. I've been watching Dexter for the first
Oh,
time.
so you're in that
So
morbid mood.
yeah, Dexter's a very good show. I don't know why I never watched it. I thought it started a little slow, but by the end of season 1, it really picked up. There was some good twists and turns and stuff. And then season 2 was pretty good. Season 3 was all right. Season 4 Dexter though, oh, peak TV,
This is the one
fantastic.
with John Lithgow, you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
So not this isn't really a spoiler, because it's shown in like the first shots of the season. But John Lithgow as a murderer is a haunting role, and he kills it. Pun intended.
I mean, yeah, what a twist would it be if the dad in Footloose was killing people in that small town? You can't dance because I'm murdering everyone.
Is that John Lithgow?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think he plays the
Really?
dad in Footloose.
I did not know that. I'm looking it up.
Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
original
He's the
Footloose.
minister.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the minister. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. But also, John Lithgow's just great. I really
He
like
is
him.
very funny actor.
Yeah.
Did you watch like Third Rock from
Third
the
Rock from
Sun
the
as a
Sun?
kid?
No, I did not.
It's pretty goofy. It's very
But
goofy. It
a
is
show
kind of
that he
funny
was
though.
on. relatively recently that only had 2 seasons, which is a crime. Again, pun intended, because it is a fantastic show. Trial and Error,
Oh, I never
which
heard
was
of it.
like a comedy legal show,
Okay.
and it was fantastic. And he played in the first season a man who was they were trying to determine whether or not he killed his wife or not, and he
Hmm.
was really good in that too. He's very
Hmm.
funny. It's a very
Nice.
funny show, and it's a shame it only got 2 seasons.
Wow, I never even heard of it. I'll have to
It's
check it out.
very good.
Sounds fun.
Anyway, that's a lot of TV talk. What else
We're
can
a
we talk
TV
about?
podcast,
I guess that's
technically.
true. Yeah.
Well, usually we lean more into games and stuff. But yes, you want to tell the audience what episodes we're covering here? And then I got a little bit of a treat after that.
Oh, a treat. Oh,
It's a
treat for
regular
us.
treat. I don't know.
Oh.
It's like
Well,
it's
okay.
like
Well,
how you tell your cats you're getting them a treat, but it's like
it's
shit you
the
give them
same
all the
treat
time.
as normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Today we're looking at episode 140, The Superhero Secret, and then episode 41, Mild and Woolly. We got two more Johto Pokemon to look at today. One everyone loves, and one I like but is ass, which is pretty normal for Johto. So,
Okay, I think I know which
unfortunately,
is which because I'm learning so much about Johto by
you're
playing
learning
the
so
game
much.
too. I think I can already guess, but that's cool. So yeah, so in episode 140, the superhero secret, we get a Pokemon themed superhero, and as Bulbapedia likes to point out, and none of us would have figured it out otherwise because it is such a unique, minute, subtle reference. But the superhero in that episode is themed after Batman, and it's Gligarman. So I was thinking, what are some other superheroes that we could see in the Pokemon universe, Kellen? So these are my top 10 Pokemon themed superhero ideas.
Hit it.
All right, number 10, Captain Kanto. He was frozen for 60 years when they were at war with Sinnoh, and now he's unthawed in the war against Johto. Captain Kanto stands for everything good and just and the Kanto way.
Good for him.
Yeah, very noble guy.
Yeah.
He's got on his shield, so of course he has a shield. He's got like a Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and a Charmander. How you like that?
Yeah, you gotta have all three. I mean,
You gotta have all three.
name a more iconic trio. Oh wait,
The Three Amigos.
no, not no.
Dream Girls, that Beyonce movie. I don't know. Number 9. I'm already kicking it off with a bit of an anti-hero. We've got the Snub Bully, okay? This is someone dressed with a snubble head, which already would be hilarious, who punishes criminals, right? Takes it a little too far. This is a bit of the Punisher side of things.
Snub Bully though, great, wonderful. I had just a picture of a really buff Snubble, and I like that.
Exactly, snubble head, and then like no sleeves, massive
Yeah.
arms, and that's what it's all about. Well, another bit of an anti-hero I'm seeing thinks that they're in the way of right, but is sometimes driven astray by these two mechanical appendages on their back. We've got the Machampion, okay? The Machampion. This is 2 robotic arms hooked to their back, 4 arms in total, and sometimes the robot arms take over its brain and cause it to do bad things. So it's a war against AI internally in the Machampion.
You should probably take that off then.
Yeah, it's really tough. They try to install stabilizers. Sometimes they break. They keep putting them back on. They think it's going to go different this time. Come on.
And it never goes differently. Have we learned nothing?
From episodic TV. Episodic TV truly is its own kind of hell, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Where like Mr. Roper is cursed to misunderstand why Jack is living with the women in Three's Company. Every day, Mr. Roper, the same conundrum.
I want to know how that plot line aged. I should watch Three's Company.
I think it's the kind of thing that makes absolutely no sense today. So you kind of just have to like be like, okay, I'm just going to assume that it's weird for a platonic man to live with a woman. So I'm going to assume that, and then there you go. It makes sense, but it makes no sense.
No.
All right, this next one makes no sense either. We've got the legendary superhero, the champion of Pallet, keeping Pallet Town safe from all of the terrible, no good happenings in that area. We've got Mrs. Mime, This is Delia's alter ego, where she dresses up as Mrs. Mime, and Mrs. Mime and Mr. Mime sweep the town to safety.
That just sounds like a kink that's gone too public.
It's one of those things where people kind of feel like averting their eyes, but they make TikToks out of it instead.
Ew, no, none of these. No TikTok that's more than required. I don't
Oh,
want
no
get
TikToks in your top 10s?
No.
Okay, what should I make it, old man? A Vine? They make Vines
Yes,
out of
Vine.
them.
Vine was wonderful.
They Snapchat it.
Vine has gone too soon. Rip Vine.
Rip Vine. Is it, and wasn't it like the same thing as TikTok? I don't know.
No, but it was limited to 7 seconds. Your videos.
Oh,
So it bred restrictions breed creativity.
they sure
You
did.
You couldn't just watch a full fucking episode of Young Sheldon on Vine.
You could do
You
that
can
on TikTok.
People upload clips and shit.
I think you might have just described the single most dystopian, and I know dystopian is an overused term these days, but watching Young Sheldon in pieces on TikTok is some kind of horrible late-stage capitalism future that I was not prepared to address tonight.
Well, too bad.
That
We're
is
getting deep.
disturbing. That is disturbing. I have heard of people watching anime on there too. Like, oh yeah, someone just cut up like Rising of the Shield Hero into like these 2-minute chunks, and that's how I watch it. And it's like, what the fuck?
TikTok is a plague, and we should.
I mean,
get rid
that
of
is kind of like the Naruto episode 12 part 1 that was on YouTube with Spanish dubs back in the day. Millennial anime fans know what I'm talking about.
Number 6.
Number 6, faster than the speed of light. Like a blazing arrow, he comes into our lives and is out again. It's the Jolt with his fellow Jolteon. They're the quickest duo in all of Kanto.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
I'm trying to put together a bit of a Justice League here. I don't know what they would be called in Kanto. The Elite Four League.
Someone has to create an artist rendition of all of these superheroes as like an Avengers type.
Yeah, the Jolt I think would be a pretty good power, and a Jolteon sidekick is fun. But like sometimes I think that he would trip on the Jolteon a lot. Like he would get like the Jolteon is a dog basically, and sometimes he would just like get distracted, like oh go see who peed on that tree, and then trip on him and get his legs all cut up because they're moving so fast.
The Jolteon has separation anxiety, so he's like right there, like in the bathroom and stuff with the Jolt.
Aw,
because he doesn't want to go far from him at all.
Yeah,
It's
Jolteon
cute,
really is the
but it's kinda
crusty
sad.
white dog of Pokemon. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Number 5.
Green Lantern, but lantern spelled Lanturn.
I think
get
no,
it?
that's. I was gonna say I think that's the shiny, but I think shiny lantern is like purple.
Oh, okay. So is Lantern,
Would've been
remind me,
funny.
is that a Gen 2? Or which
Yep.
gen is that? Okay,
Gen
cool,
2.
cool. I'm still topical, baby.
I love lantern. Lantern's.
I don't remember
super
that
cool.
Pokemon at all. What was its deal?
It
It's
was
like an anglerfish?
Anglerfish, yeah.
Nice.
Water electric, interesting typing. So.
This Green Lantern, though, is not like the Green Lantern from DC Comics at all. So there's no copyright issues. This one is actually a ripoff of DC's Aquaman because it's with the lantern, so they're in the sea. You could talk to other lantern and
It could be,
tentacles.
It could be a ripoff of both. That's fine.
It's a ripoff of both.
Don't limit yourself to one ripoff per Pokemon.
Don't limit yourself to one copyright issue.
Realize your potential, Graham. Come on.
Yeah, increase your litigations. All right, well, we're collecting the Justice League. You've heard of Wonder Woman and her invisible jet, but have you heard of Thunder Woman and her Pikachu?
Well, that's just Ash. Except he's not a woman.
Ash, you need to embrace it and dress up as the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. That would
could've
be
just picked
amazing.
Any other electric type Pokemon. But you had to pick Pikachu.
I guess so. I couldn't. I like Electabuzz. Thunder Woman with Electabuzz.
There you
That'd
go.
be cool because
Sure, take that.
he's got the punchy fists
Yeah.
and the mug, the face, the ugly face.
What's next? 4? Are we on 4 or 3?
3. We're on 3. Steel
3.
type man. This is the Iron Man of the universe. Steel type man. He rides a Steelix and he's smart
cool,
and he
though.
puts gadgets together.
That's pretty cool. Riding a Steelix? That'd be
Riding
fun.
a Steelix is based. Yeah.
Badass. Look at you using the Zoomer alpha language.
Based?
Based. I hate
On
that. Based
God?
on what?
For
What the
real,
fuck are you
for
talking
real.
about? Based on what?
I don't know.
Number 2.
The human Flareon. Just a giant flare man. Flies through the sky. He has a Flareon.
Is that
It's
like
quite a horrible existence.
Is that a ripoff of something?
Yeah, the Human Torch from Fantastic Four.
Oh, I don't know Fantastic. I don't know any fucking
Yeah, you don't know
superheroes.
comics, do you?
No.
It's fine. It's okay.
The only thing I remember of the Fantastic Four is when I was a child and I went with 3 of my friends to see it in the theater, and one of my friends ate all of his popcorn before the trailer started, and he was upset that he had no more popcorn.
Hmm.
So
This is like
that was,
the mid-2000s one with
yeah,
Doctor Doom.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was young, so
Okay, well, yeah, Human Torch is in that. Chris Evans played him.
that's what that movie was about, though. My
The
friend
popcorn.
eating all his popcorn too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not a very good movie, so you're fine.
You also could have done the Human Torchic.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Torchic. But
Come
what
on,
gen's
Graham.
that? What gen's that? I
3.
was trying to keep it up to 2, so.
But when the pun is right there, you gotta
Okay,
skirt your rules a
Kellan,
little
you
bit.
don't know much about superheroes, but
Nope.
do you at least know who is the leader of the Justice League?
Batman?
Well, he's the brains, but who's
Superman?
He's Superman. Thank you. So here
Boring.
we go. Number 1. I like Superman. I'm millennial. Fuck you.
So boring.
Number 1. Super Fang Man. It's Eradicate. This time it's not a man. He's Eradicate. Sent from his
It's just
dying,
Eradicate.
but he's sent from his dying planet by his father to to live among Earthlings. And from the red sun of the Eradicate planet, when he comes to the yellow sun of Earth, he's imbued with powers, and he's haunted by the leftovers of his planet, but he tries to blend in with the Earthlings. But he is a giant Eradicate, and he glows sometimes. Super Fang Man.
He's been dipped in luminous paint.
Is that what a shiny is? What color is a shiny Eradicate?
Nothing special, I don't think. Let me take a look-see here. But in the meantime, to quote Epic Rap Battles of History, Goku versus Superman, in regards to Superman, your powers have been boring since the 1940s, which is true, because Superman's boring.
You don't
Shiny
like
Eradicate is
you
red.
don't like superheroes at all.
It's not my thing, but I think Spider-Man's pretty cool. I think the web swinging is neat.
Spider-Man
That's
is
fun.
pretty cool. He's
And
pretty
Batman's cool because he goes, "I'm Batman." That's sweet. That's cool.
Batman is kind of the best, but I think Superman gets a lot of hate. I like kind
He's
of the classicness
boring.
of it all. I like the story of an alien trying to blend in.
Whatever. Was that number 1, or is there still one more?
No, that was number 1.
That was number. Okay, great job. Claps, clapping. Yay. Let's
Thank you,
talk
thank
about Pokemon.
All right, well, we're going right into 140, the superhero secret.
This is
So
a
let's
great
ride that
episode.
superhero train. It's fun, yeah.
Wild. It's very weird. So we're still on the way to Azalea.
Yes, it's weird.
Shocker. Blah 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 blah. And something leaps across the tree.
Spooky noise. Ash thinks it's just a hoot hoot, but what is it?
Brock knows what this is somehow. He's like, "That's a Gligar," even though like you saw nothing of it. How did you see that, Brock? That's actually kind of impressive.
Oh,
But
he's
this
good.
is a Gligar.
Yeah, so what's Gligar all about, Kellan?
Gligar is this little purple fucker who it's really hard to describe. He's weird. He's like kind of like a bat, but he's also like a scorpion, and
Yeah.
he flies. He has a cape.
He's kind of like if a scorpion was a flying squirrel.
Yeah, that's it. There you
Which
go.
is very strange, but kind of inspired actually.
It's cool.
He's
I
kind
like.
of a cool design, yeah.
I love Gligar's design. Only problem is that it's not great.
So I don't remember this thing from the game at all, really. Did maybe like Koga have one or something?
I don't think so. Gligar is like a late
where is
game.
it in the game?
It's late game. I think it's version exclusive, but you can find it south of Blackthorn.
Oh, maybe it's silver because I play gold.
Maybe. But the main problem, because Gligar's stats aren't that bad. Like, it's got some good physical bulk to it. But the main problem with it, and this is a very common problem in Gen 1, or in Gen 1 and 2, and even 3, its move pool is just terrible. It gets nothing. Like, it's a ground flying type. The only ground or flying move it gets is Sand Attack. And that doesn't do damage.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That is rough.
I don't understand why they did that to so many
Oh, it's a
Pokemon.
gold exclusive, and I played
It is
gold,
gold.
and I still
Okay.
don't remember it. Huh. Yeah, there
But
you
that's
go.
such a problem with a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon, single stage ones specifically. There's so many Gen 2 single stage Pokemons that are just very underwhelming, and they rectified a lot of those in Gen 4 because Gligar
Is
got
that
an
when it
evolution
got an
and
evolution? And is the
it got
evolution
Gliscor.
good?
Gliscor is cool. Gliscor is
Okay.
very good. But
I'm
Gligar,
looking
yeah,
at
until
this
then, not great.
evolved form, and it looks like it looks like they sat around and were like, "How could we make Gligar look even weirder?" They're like, "Let's give it crab hands or lobster hands."
It basically had that as Gligar.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like more more obvious in the
He's
second
more
version.
vampiristic as Gliscor.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Anyway, that's Gligar. Cute little guy, not great. Gets better later,
Okay,
which is
okay,
the case for many
interesting.
single stage
I
Johto
wouldn't
Pokemon.
have guessed that it was ground flying. I would have guessed poison flying.
Yeah, because it has a lot of poison characteristics. It is a scorpion after all.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. All right, so that's Gligar. Is dropping from tree to tree. Boom, 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 boom. Dex says they don't like humans. They're temperamental. Ash is like, he'll like me. Ash, come on. And then they
Yeah, and he
fall into a
just like
hole.
yells in its direction, thinking that he'll like him. Gligar,
Mm-hmm.
Gligar, boom, falls in the hole.
Boom. We dug a hole to give you trouble, then we dug some more to make it double. That's the
Right.
motto.
And then they do the rest of the motto while like putting on a cage on top of the hole and getting a hose ready, and then they start to fill it up. They're making a watering hole.
Yeah, they're gonna drown these children.
Yeah. And before they die, they'll pluck out the Pikachu.
They want them to float to the top and then pluck out Pikachu, which is kind of a
Before
weird,
you
like,
do, we'll pick out your little Pikachu. I actually
they
like
could
that
have just
sentence.
dug the hole to their height, made them fall in, and then put the top on so they didn't have to fill it with water, but whatever.
They could have also shot them.
That too, yeah.
That would
We
have
could have
been a
just
quicker
murdered them.
form of murder.
Yeah, we would have been done
Well,
with
they
this
are
podcast a
planning
long time
murder,
ago,
right?
yeah. Yeah. But Togepi can't swim. Oh no.
Mm,
It's so sad. Togepi doesn't
yeah.
know how to swim. Get that girl some swimming lessons, Misty, please.
Togepi's struggling. Yeah, needs to get signed into Aqua Tots. And then boom, what's this?
I'm putting it on the
What?
fan art list. Togepi goes to Aqua
Tots?
Tots.
I mean, that'd be
I want
cute.
to see that. That'd be so cute. Adorable. Oh my god. All right, yeah. So then Gligar comes swooping out and breaks open the top of this hole the Team Rocket put on him, grabs Togepi, safe in a tree. And then some dude in a purple suit comes stepping
Right, so
out.
what's going on this tree? Okay, his sentences were a little wild, so I got them at the source. So he steps out and goes, I'm the protector of the unprotected, the defender of the undefended, the champion of the righteous, and the sworn enemy of all evildoers everywhere. With Gligar at my side, I fight every foe of goodness, and I am known far and wide as a Gligarman!
Gligarman! And then they do an action pose.
Which is so sick.
Sweet.
I love the action poses. It's very Ginyu Force. Dragon Ball Z fans, you gotta love the Ginyu Force pose.
Sure. None of them know who this guy is, though.
What's a Gligar, man?
What's a Gligarman? He's like, what? I'm a superhero. Can't you tell? And Team Rocket's like, but superheroes don't exist. And even if they did, you're too fat to be a superhero. Wow, Team Rocket.
Wow.
You've done some crazy bad things in this show. We're not going there though. How dare you, Team Rocket?
You can do anything you set your mind to, Gligar, man.
He's like, of course I'm a superhero. Didn't you see the action pose? Great.
That's all you need.
But Misty introduces herself. They go back and forth. That's important for later. Gligar gets sicked on Team Rocket, who beats him up swiftly and even tricks Meowth into Fury swiping on Jesse's face. And Team Rocket go running off after Jesse beats up Meowth a little bit.
Well, Gligar, virtue is safe for another day, for we have proven once again that when Gligarman's here, criminals fear. Strike the pose.
And then Togepi joins in on the pose, and it was so cute.
So good.
Oh my god, I loved that. That was like my favorite part of these two episodes. Just Togepi doing the Gligar
Just
pose.
Togepi posing.
So cute. He jumps out of the tree, thuds to the ground. He's not so good at the landing part, apparently.
Yeah, it's a weird little like awkward flapping. So
Yeah.
he can glide around, but there's no subtlety otherwise.
And then he darts off on his Gligar cycle, which is pretty
But
sweet.
he gives them a whistle first. My friends, Should the forces of evil ever plague you again, all you have to do is use this, and I shall be at your side in a heartbeat. And now, if you'll excuse us, Gligar and I must help those in trouble elsewhere. Let's go, Gligar. Tosses them this whistle. There he is. They blow the Gligar whistle. He'll show up.
And then some girl on a bike comes speeding in, whoosh, skids in like Jenny in the second episode of the series when she destroys the floors in the Pokemon Center. She's worried that Gligarman's causing trouble. She's like, "Did you see Gligarman anywhere?" And this is Latoya.
Right, and so Brock starts simping already, grabs her hand. Latoya says, "Will you let go of my hand?" And he says, "I'll let go of your hand if I can hold on to your heart."
Forever and ever and ever. He actually goes forever and ever and ever. And it's like, oh god, Brock, stop. Every time you say and ever, it makes it worse. Just makes it worse.
Yeah, it just adds another 5 years onto the sentence.
But there's some kind of relationship here between Gligarman and Latoya. It's a little interesting. What's going on here? She's worried about him. She's like, he thinks he's a superhero. So, originally where I thought this episode was going is that this is a man with dementia who thinks he's a superhero, and it would have been very sad. Thankfully, that's not where the episode goes.
I had this pegged the moment Latoya came in.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Oh, okay. I thought you were calling me a genius because you were going the dementia route. Sorry. I'll take it, though. Thanks, Kellan. I am a genius.
But when she's like, oh, he thinks he's a superhero, that gives, like, not quite there kind of vibes, like dementia. So, as in, like, he's seeing things, he's living in his own world.
I mean,
he is sane. Like,
my
he's
favorite
there.
take on sort of the, like, over-the-hill superhero is Mermaid Man.
Oh, yeah.
From SpongeBob. Doesn't that kind of feel like that? Where they're just like full senior home delusions. Yeah, evil!
Evil! Classic episode. I gotta watch old school SpongeBob again.
The first 4 seasons hold up. They're so funny.
I believe it.
Because the writing is just like hilarious.
I'll always remember watching the training video episode.
Yeah.
With Poop.
People order our patties. I watched SpongeBob a lot with you when you were a little kid, actually.
Oh, yeah, you loved SpongeBob. That was something I always knew. I
still love SpongeBob. I always did. But the funny thing is, everyone else in our family hated it.
Oh, so my dad loathes SpongeBob.
Kellan would be like 5 years old, and I would have been like 15. And I'm watching it as sort of like a deadbeat teenager, and he's watching it as a little kid, and both laughing at the same things, but probably for different reasons. I don't know.
And then there's my dad in the corner yelling about how there's a fire underwater and how much he hates that.
I'm like, that's so funny, though.
It's so good. And sometimes they acknowledge that kind of thing. It's great.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Like, there was an episode where Patchy the Pirate sends SpongeBob an invitation or something, and SpongeBob gets the invitation, and the ink's all smeared. He's like, doesn't he know the physical limitations of living underwater? And then he throws it in the fire. Like, that's so good.
Throws it in the fire. That is genius.
It's so funny.
Man, we could do a SpongeBob podcast, honestly, because there's so many brilliant things in there. The last thing I want to shout out, because I feel like people forget this, but there is an episode, I think it's called Pre-Hibernation Day, with Sandy Cheeks, right? Yeah. And the whole thing is like she's trying to do a bunch of like feats of strength before she goes into hibernation. And so they're doing all these like ridiculous extreme challenges. The episode has a special soundtrack created for the episode by Pantera, the metal band. They made an episode of SpongeBob's soundtrack for Pre-Hibernation. It's so crazy.
Or what about the karate episode that's a metaphor for sex?
I don't know if I remember that one.
SpongeBob and Sandy are getting into karate battles.
Okay.
And they're horny for karate, essentially. Like, he's got an addiction to it.
Okay.
And they have to do karate. It's, oh my god. You gotta find that episode.
Funny. Okay.
Great. Anyway, if we ever blow up and we have a whole podcast network, we'll add a second side series.
Yeah,
of SpongeBob
would absolutely be the next one.
Do that. Yeah. All right, back to Pokemon though. It was a good detour. So they head to town, where in this town, despite Ash and the gang having never heard of Gligarman, this whole town is about Gligarman. They love Gligarman in this town. So much that when Ash is like, "You guys really like Gligarman, don't you?" Someone is like, "Yes, we do, and come into this store. Go push. I'm gonna push you into the store. You're gonna buy some Gligarman merch."
Yeah. And in the back of the store,
Oh, who's
we
this?
hear a very familiar voice.
Latoya's working the checkout counter. It's
Hmm.
crazy. Brock's like, "Wow, it's been ages since I've seen you," and Ash is like, "It had to be in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For us, it's 15 seconds."
Right.
Mm.
But then we hear another familiar voice.
Yep, cowboy
A
comes on out.
cowboy.
Oh, cowboy dude.
But trust us, his voice is familiar. This will
He's the
sync
owner
up.
of the store.
And
That's
Latoya's dad.
and he knows all about Gligarman.
So he
Shows
shows
them a
this
movie.
movie on a projector, and it's
Called
a
The Hero.
heckin' cool cartoon, actually. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, they should make more little bits like this. Very cool style, but it's this neat cartoon of Gligarman, and Gligarman is like defeating this mecha spider thing. There's like a narrator. Look up in the sky. Is it a Pidgeotto? A Dragonite? No, it's the crime-fighting Pokemon hero, Gligarman.
And he's super buff.
Yeah, he's like
ripped. He's
super fit.
jacked.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, he's fighting this giant bee spider thing. Definitely not a Pokemon.
No,
This isn't a
it's
thing
just
that's
a giant spider mech. Yeah, it's not
ever been a thing. Yeah,
an actual Pokemon. Like, it's not a Spinnerack. We'll see that
No.
later, but not here.
like they went into this movie because Ash was like, "I got a lot of questions," and Gligarman plays him in the movie. And I feel like coming out of the movie, I would have more questions than were answered
Yeah,
because it
and
didn't
that
really
was
say anything.
that to me was the funniest part, actually, because the cowboy is just like, so clearly it's easy to see why Gligarman is so cool, but it was just like propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't allow Gligarman deniers in this town. They
No.
we check them at all the entrances. Are you
That's
a fan of
right.
Gligarman? Yes, you can come in.
That's right.
It's
You
a real
need to pass
1984
the test.
situation in this town, whatever it's called.
They check your tweets. Have you ever said anything bad about Gligarman? You're going to the gulag.
Take him to the chair.
Oh, ooh, ah.
Go ahead. Hey.
I thought they would
So-
just dump coleslaw on you or something. That's really drastic, Kellan.
So Ash wonders. He says aloud, why wasn't the Gligarman in the woods? Why didn't he look like that one at all? That guy was ripped as hell. And
This movie's
cowboy,
a little older.
yeah, he's like, this was made several years ago. And Ash was like, what, 20?
Sick bird.
Wow,
That was a good
Ash.
bird.
But Togepi recognizes this cowboy guy. He pulls on his pants. Cute. He's like, I know this
playing
guy.
with the cowboy. That's when the gang clues in.
Misty's like, I have a strange feeling you're Gligarman. And cowboy dude is like, what are you talking about, Misty? And Misty's like, well, no one here knows my name.
Ooh.
A real Rumpelstiltskin, if you ask me here.
So they toss the
situation.
Gligarman mask on him, and that's when they can tell extra. They're like,
Dun dun!
yeah, it looks just like him. That's not really how that works, but okay.
And then Gligarman, cowboy guy, he's like, well, you better keep quiet. Because nobody knows I'm Gligarman. You got to keep my identity a secret. As we pan
Screaming
out,
it.
and there's people still in the store, which I
Yeah.
thought was going to be the joke. But then we go into this pan is Team Rocket watching from outside.
Yeah, but it's so loud they can hear. So they're
Yeah.
picking it up with their spy equipment or whatever. They're dressed up in like Sherlock Holmes outfits, but for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and then
Pretty cool outfit.
Jesse talks about being a supervillain. If this guy's going to be a superhero, we'll be a supervillain.
Now
see
this
what he
is
can do.
this is fun. This is so her costume transforms, and now she's like, I think she's trying to be like one of the bad guys from Sailor Moon. Actually, that's what it kind of reminded me of, or like also like Power Rangers. So those like Super Sentai shows where they're sort of like have like a lot of spikes, long fingernails, horns. She's like all in black. She's gonna fight for the integrity of costumed heroes everywhere. And so James and Meowth didn't realize that they're getting pulled into this supervillain shtick, and so they get dressed up as metapods,
What?
which like
I
are
don't-
pretty funny costumes.
But why Metapod? I don't
don't
get
know.
it.
I didn't get it either, but it looked comical.
And there's no like translation trivia on Bulbapedia about it, so who knows? They're just Metapod for some reason.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
think
it's
it
a
was
good
just
costume.
like, oh, they didn't get the memo, so they didn't get a plan of cool costumes, so they just picked something else they had lying around.
So Gligarman shows the gang around his mansion because he's definitely not Gligarman. We get some backstory. Cowboy guy, who we will later hear his name, Mr. Parker, Shocker, Spider-Man reference, Peter Parker, whoop-de-doo. He opened his toy store a long time ago, and he wasn't selling many toys. So in an effort to boost sales, he invented Gligarman and the action figures, and then it kind of took off, and he created like comics and stories and stuff, and it just kind of became this big thing. People need Gligarman. He'll never retire. Never, never, never.
Right. He lives on in their hearts as much as he does out in the world. He's an important part of the community.
But Toya wants him to go back to just selling toys, probably because falling out of trees will break a hip at some point.
Right.
Likely should have already. But he's like, no, shall never become
It's
a
much
regular
more
person again.
fulfilling than selling
Yeah.
toys. And so they are at like the Gligar mansion this whole time. And during this conversation, they've now arrived at the secret lab. The
Gligar
music
cave.
hits. This is crazy.
It's super high tech, futuristic.
Yeah, big computers all around. The actual Gligar chills out in the cave. He's flying around.
Yeah, Ash thinks this job is super cool. You get to have a secret identity, a cool Pokemon with you. It's really, really neat. Fight bad guys. And Gligarman's like, well, I could train you, and you could be Gligarman when I retire in a few years. And Ash is like, what? No. Why would, no. I'm a Pokemon master.
So we get a funny shot of Ash, though, in the costume, like really awkwardly, tries to do the pose. It doesn't really work for him.
Gligarman is like, I don't have anyone in the family willing to carry on the tradition. Apparently Latoya is not into this. So Brock offers himself to be Gligarman. He'll take care of the intellectual property and Latoya, and you can go to a retirement community somewhere.
Brock,
Get out of
be
our life.
serious, Latoya says.
He goes
And,
super blue.
He turns into that blue, like the Ivy situation, which
Yeah.
we still haven't found out what happened.
Where the hell did that go?
I know.
When we talk exasperation moments, this is like the peak. Where they go blue,
Yeah, where he does
and they
that,
like zoom around
blue
the
clammed
screen.
up thing. Yeah. It is a nice little animation bit. Yeah, and it's good when people put Brock in his place. But man, does he have a lot to work through. Like, he really needs some serious therapy.
And then he's crouched, like drawing circles on the floor with his finger, like, oh.
Woe is me.
But there's trouble now. Uh-oh, someone's blowing the whistle. We need Gligarman. The store is under attack.
Oh no. Team Rocket's at the store. And get this, they're putting Metapod costumes on all of the staff. What
How
a horrible
dastardly.
situation.
No!
Not a Metapod costume.
Gligarman and Ash confront them. Jesse Six, the Metapod Man.
Go, Metapod
which
Man,
is
like
James.
Rose James. That's hilarious.
So Gligar just like attaches himself to James's face, and James starts running around in a panic. It's great.
Well, they got a big bug.
Meowth whips out the Spinarak mini mech, which this thing is so cool. I love it.
Yeah, it really is. And it ain't no toy. It's a Spinarak mech. It's like quite a bit bigger than a Spinarak, but it's also not like one of their full-sized mech. It's like perfectly sized for Meowth. Meowth is sitting in it like the boss at the end of a Sonic episode. And it can spray webs, right? So it's spraying webs around, and then boom, bursts a hole in the side of the building.
Yeah, and they web up Ash and Gligarman into a big cocoon.
And Pikachu.
And they're going to hang him in the town square for everyone to see as they reveal Gligarman's true identity. Uh-oh.
But the staff cheer him on and reveal something.
You'll be okay, Mr. Parker. We love you, Mr. Parker. And Gligarman's
like,
all
along.
They knew. Yeah, no shit.
He probably screams about it constantly.
When suddenly, a female voice calls from the top of what I assume is City Hall. It's Glygirl. She's gonna save the day. And Ash is like, who could she be? Ash.
Well, Brock doesn't get it right away either. They're both idiots. Misty's cluing in. That's what a superhero should look like. And Brock is like, yeah, like Latoya. She could do that. Like, yeah, okay. But Glygirl from up there, she gets Gligar's help. She's giving Gligar commands. And Gligar swoops down and frees Ash and Gligarman.
And Gligarman, again, thuds to the ground. Never did figure out those landings.
Ash goes, we may not be superheroes, but you three are super zeros.
Heyo! Pikachu runs over to the Spinarak mini-mech and just kind of like, doesn't thunderbolt it or anything. He just like runs around its feet to make it fall over.
I mean, that's what you gotta do when you're fighting something mechanical on long legs, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Star Wars Episode 5, Battle of Planet Hoth all over again. What did
I
the
wouldn't know.
Resistance do with their A-wings around the legs of the AT-ATs, Kellan? They tied
Uh,
them up with ropes.
I was hoping they climbed them like Shadow of the Colossus, but okay.
I think there is a part where Luke climbs up and drops a bomb and then jumps out. I don't remember. So
It's cool
sort
when
of.
people climb the giant machines
Climb
to blow them
things.
up.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah.
So,
I'm into
yeah,
that.
so it makes him fall over, whatever. Gligar starts poison stinging at James. The mech spits some webs, but Gligar swifts and holds off the web while Pikachu bolts the mech, and it starts malfunctioning and chases off Team Rocket and eventually blowing up, sending Team Rocket blasting off again. And then we get an action pose. Voila!
Bye-bye.
Gligarman is crying. He's like, "That's some daughter I have." And Brock's
Brock
like,
goes,
"Yeah, she sure is.
Where'd she go?
Wonder where she disappeared to. She was here a minute ago."
Oh, Brock.
Brock. Oh, Brock. And so, where do we go next? We go to Sunset.
Sunset, baby.
Let's go.
End of episode Sunset.
Ash asks why she did it. Why did you become Gligarman when you were so morally opposed to it? And she's like, well, I saw my dad in trouble. I instinctively grabbed his suit. I had to help. And so, familial bonds never break.
And a light bulb goes off in Brock's head. I just figured out who Glygirl is.
It's Latoya, secretly.
Yeah.
Latoya is secretly Glygirl. Wow, thank you, Brock, for your infinite wisdom.
Astute observation.
But then there's a whole conversation. There's a whole conversation about Gligarman can retire now because Glygirl's here. And he's like, no, I would never retire. I can't do that. And Glygirl's like, well, what about me? And then it's Ash or Misty who point out the obvious. Like, you got two costumes. You can both do it. You kind of just did.
They're going to be a duo.
But Gligar's still there. There's only one Gligar. So Glygirl wants Gligar. Which I would love a Gligar.
They give them the whistle, to take along in case they ever need help from Gligarman. And Brock goes, well, how do I summon Glygirl? And Misty goes, someone should blow a whistle on you. And Pikachu, agrees. Pikachu is like, yeah, lock him up.
Now, how much do you want to bet that we never see the Gligarman whistle ever again?
Ever again, yeah. Things don't matter in this show.
No.
Items, that sort of stuff, it's all just in the air. My God.
If everything that the gang was given was a permanent addition to the show, Ash would need more than one backpack.
What if they did a crazy future anime? Okay, now that Ash is a part of the show, they do this spin-off that is super continuity Ash. And it's the GS ball comes back. The John Wayne random dude whistle comes back. The Gligar whistle, all of this weird one-off shit. Pidgeotto.
Weird.
Yeah. Didn't murder.
Well, that's they leave, they head out. Brock's bawling again because he has to leave another pretty girl, and that's the episode. So what's literary hour?
You want
Which
a book?
Superhero is literary hour? Batman?
It is a Batman comic, but it's a specific one, okay? And it is one that is regarded as, a lot of comics aren't really regarded as high literature, right? That's not a surprise, but there have been a few over the years that have kind of made an impact, right? Even
issue 83.
Even the Watchmen has been on top lists of literary pieces of work. Sorry, what comic were you talking about?
Issue 83 of Batman. Is that where you're going? That specific issue.
Okay, not that specific. I wasn't really around in the singles era, more of the graphic novel era, right? Where they would put stories and sell it as a book. So it's Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. If you're in a Batman, that's one of the most famous stories. It's about an aging Batman. He's in his 50s and he's got a bit of a gut. He's slowing down a little. So surprise, surprise. And while he's getting back into things, he befriends a young girl who becomes his Robin. You see where I'm going with this?
Uh-oh.
So no. It's not gross.
Oh, it's not a Brock thing?
It's not a Brock thing. I'm going with this is that it aligns with this, where it's the young girl's sidekick and the older aging, middle-aged kind of Batman. Yeah, and a bunch of crazy shit happens, but that parallel was actually pretty strong. I was wondering if that book itself someone had thought of.
Possibly.
Because it's a popular book, too.
We'll have to ask the writers.
It's ugly as sin, as a lot of Frank Miller comics, but it sure has a great story.
All right. Is that it? Should we rate? Are we rating?
Yeah, so this is the For the plastic ping pong picture of objective rankings, we're going to pull 2 categories at random and rank the episode based on that. What do we got, Kellan?
First category is, I believe, or actually not the newest, but I think the second newest. It's Sunset Boulevard.
Okay. So it's perfect 10 if the sunset is at the end of the episode, a 5 if there's a sunset anywhere, and a 0 for no sunset, right?
No, I think we can add like a couple other things, like maybe it's additive. Like a sunset at the end of the episode is like 7. A sunset
Okay.
in the middle of the episode adds like 5. A sunset at the beginning adds like 2. And so like we can add it up. Something like that.
Oh, okay.
We got to figure out the numbers. Maybe
The
we can have our own
maximum-
criteria.
The
you know?
maximum sunsetness. Well, this is
Yeah.
this is just solid sunset, right? It's not like the most memorable sunset. I think we could do that too. We could add on more for like, yeah, that sunset really slapped my brain around. But this was just solid sunset fundamentals. So I'm gonna go an
Good
8.
sunset. Yeah,
A good
it's
solid. It's a
sunset.
solid, no nonsense sunset.
It's at the end of the episode. We're riding into the future, into the sunset. Yeah, I'm
Men
struggling.
want to be this sunset, and women
Men
want to
wanna
be
the
with it.
sunset. So, I don't know what my criteria should be here. It's just, I'm struggling. I feel like the 10 is too easy. The 10 is too easy. We need 2 sunsets in an episode.
It's not a 10. 10 would be like, oh,
not a
and you
10,
get like a
right.
still of it, like a watercolor
Right.
still of the sunset.
Oh,
and you
yes.
jizz everywhere because you can't control yourself. That'd be like a 10.
You piss and shit yourself.
Yeah, you just like, you have a seizure because it's so sunsetty.
Okay, yeah, I think for our basic end of the episode sunset, I think 8 is a good way to go for a nice base. So that's 8. 8 all around for Sunset Boulevard.
All right. Let's get another category.
Will be we also another one we haven't gotten yet. It's Swamp Ash.
Okay, we haven't seen Delia for a while. So this is all about how dirty do we think Ash's underwear is? And really this links back to Delia. Now, they have not seen her in Johto, right? Or had any correspondence. Is that correct?
However, we know Delia packs multiple pairs of underwear. So that's that's a thing. He's not wearing the same one.
No.
And we have recently in the Blissey episode, we recently saw him take a bath. So he's clean. He's clean there. He's clean in the Blissey episode. They were in a Pokemon Center during Chikorita's big upset. So he may have taken a shower then. You never know. He may have done some laundry. We did not see a shower during Foul Weather Friends.
I mean, there was a freaking tornado, so I think you got kind of dirty
too.
there. He probably pissed himself,
a lot of dirt.
too.
It
was terrifying.
They fell into a hole today, so he
yeah.
got a little dirty from there. So there's
And
probably
shit himself.
some brown stuff going on. Yeah, he probably got really scared and shit himself a little bit.
Yeah.
He gambled on a fart and lost.
Has he eaten anything questionable lately? We could
I don't think so.
incorporate like food poisoning.
We haven't had a food poisoning subplot.
Okay, but
yet.
I do think he's been running off of the same like 10 pairs of underwear since episode 118. And we are in episode 140 now, so like 22 episodes off of 22 episodes off of those 10 pairs of underwear. But I think you're right, he did get some cleaning chances. Okay, so we go higher the dirtier we think his ass is, right?
Yes, because it's Swamp Ash. So we would have to
I'm going a 6.
I think that's a good
it's
one.
It's not insanely dirty, but it has been a while since we've been at home.
It's not dangerous, but it is unhygienic.
Right. And it's not immaculate either. Like a Delia episode would be like, his ass is so clean. That was a weird thing to say.
So you say 6. I don't think it's that dirty, but it's close to that. I'm throwing a decimal in there because I feel like it. I'm gonna go 5.4. So that's a 5.7. 5.7 for Swamp Ash on the dirty ass scale. With an 8, that is a 6.85 overall. So above average.
Not bad.
Superhero secret.
That's about what the superhero secret deserves.
Let's jump into one of our most beloved Johto Pokemon, Mild and Woolly, where we see Mareep.
Yeah, so Mareep is definitely Mareep seems to be a fan favorite, right? Kellan?
Everyone loves Mareep.
Now, do they love him just because of design? They love its design also, though, right? But it's a solid choice in game.
Yeah, Ampharos is also just a really good Pokemon.
Yeah,
or like casually. Competitively is a whole other story with every single Pokemon. So you never know what's going to be good. competitively, but yeah, no.
Where the meta's
Casually,
at and all of
yeah,
that.
meta is something else. But yeah, no, Mareep is great. Everyone loves Mareep. It's super cute. We'll just talk about it now because we'll see it really early. A big electric sheep, fluffy,
Yeah.
blue.
Do androids dream of electric sheep? Indeed. 'Cause
Yep,
it's an electric sheep. It's the titular electric sheep.
yep. So that
Blue
whole story was
face.
based on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and big fluffer. A big fluffer ball.
Mareep is, I think, like the pinnacle of a good Pokemon design that is also very simple
Right.
because it's just a sheep.
Yeah, there is something to be said for those Pokemon designs that are simple enough that they can be instantly recognizable. Like they're
Hmm.
almost logos in their own right. Like Pikachu isn't a complex design either, but his
No.
face is so logoable,
Yeah.
that it's like, and that's kind of what makes a Pokemon design more Pokemon, right? Like we've talked
Yeah.
about comparable series, like Dragon Quest, their monsters kind of have a silliness, a goofiness, a playfulness coming from like Toriyama's art style. Then we've got Digimon, which is like throw the whole kitchen sink and your AK-47 on it. Pokemon is a logo, right? It's it's a
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse almost projection of an animal or an idea.
Yeah. It's also fluffy, and I want to give it a hug.
Unless it jolts you.
That's fine. I'll take it. For a Mareep hug, I'll allow it.
Oh, the Murray
Worth
fug.
it.
And
Worth
it has
it.
a little bell around its neck too.
Well, I think that's just the featured Mareep.
Ah, okay.
Mareep itself is just
Is bellless.
it's just a sheep, but it's got like a little orange orb on its tail. That's
Yeah.
that's the fantastical element of Mareep. So we're stopped down in this at the start of this episode in a beautiful area for some food. Nice mountains, river, flowers. Very nice place.
I noted that they are on the set of The Sound of Music because that is what it looked like to me. They're in the Swiss Alps, I believe.
Yeah, so
Or
the
no,
Nazis drove by.
no. The Austrian. They're in the Austrian side of the Alps, right? That's where The Sound of Music takes place. I think so.
Beats me. I don't know. All I know about that one is doe a deer and Nazis.
And yeah, and I'm 17, going on 18, and I'm a Nazi. That's
Two.
it. Yeah.
I think it's 16 going on 17, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're probably right. I just
You
like
fucked it
thought,
up.
like,
It's
what?
ruined. Joke's ruined.
Let's
move
be
on.
18. Can't we all be 18?
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place. Picturesque. Nice. Ash is chowing down some sandwiches so fast, he starts to choke.
Ooh. And now they're all panicking.
This doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a bit for the start. Doesn't
It's
even
just a
lead
cold
into anything.
open. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pikachu is stressed, shocks him, and the shock gets Ash to swallow. Well, it kind of leads somewhere here, actually, because there needed to be a reason for Pikachu to shock.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Because that
Yeah.
shock is what attracts the bell sound we hear. We look over, and there's a Mareep.
Exactly.
Our favorite little sheep dude.
Because
And
we'll
she's got a
see
little
the
bow.
Mareep like they're attracted to Pikachu's electricity.
Yeah, and Mareep starts charging at them. And Ash is like, oh no, it's coming at us full force. And it just tackles Pikachu and starts like rubbing up against each other. It just wants to play.
Yeah, so it rubs up to the point where Pikachu zaps, and we see its wool like get considerably bigger, right? It like sizes up. So the
Mhm.
electricity flops up the animal's fleece.
And that's in the Dex too.
Mm-hmm.
Gold. If static electricity builds in its body, its fleece doubles in volume. Touching it will shock you.
Cool.
Cool. I feel like if Mareep were made today, with this lore here, Mareep would have like a unique ability and forms where if it gets hit by an electric move, it changes forms into like the bulky Mareep and it gains defense or something. Because Pokemon
Oh,
does a lot
sure.
of that kind of stuff these days. But
Well, just because like you're looking at the Pokemon like more like a 3D model, right? So you
mhm,
like think like, okay, what kind of animation do we do? How does that impact gameplay? Like, is that kind of
yeah,
the line of reasoning?
they implement a lot more like lore bits
Oh, that's kind of
through
neat though.
through abilities and stuff. I feel like if Mareep were made today, I think they would have a bigger fluff form that
Yeah, nice.
raises their defense or something. So anyway,
Get
that's me
Mareep 2.
speculating.
Mareep remake.
Yeah. Now the only Pokemon that gets a 2 in the name is Porygon 2.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Anyway, Mareep is fluffs up a bit, and then suddenly there's a whole herd of Mareep on the horizon. charging at Pikachu, and they all come in. They all rub up against Pikachu. Pikachu's getting smothered. It's kind of cute.
Yeah. And this is when, the shocking's happening. They're all pluffing up, and we get a young farm girl runs up yelling for Fluffy. They say, hey, leave Pikachu alone, kind of trying to help. She's not doing anything. So an older woman then with a Raichu shows up, yells, Mary! We get a thunderbolt from the Raichu, and the Mareep kind of scatter, but they start dancing in the lightning. And it's this beautiful
so
shower of electricity while the Mareep, are bouncing around happily. A lullaby song is playing.
It's the surf theme, I believe.
Oh, that's the surf theme. Very nice.
It's like a cute little rendition of the surf theme.
And we send the Mareep back to the corral.
Adorable. Oh my god, I love it. And then we go to their house. So we didn't see the gang introduce themselves to the mom or anything, but apparently the mom is okay with these 3 strangers just coming and having tea or whatever.
Now, the daughter's name is Mary. Bulbapedia is saying the mom is named Ellen, but I didn't catch her name in the episode.
Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing her name, so we'll trust it. But Graham, I'm having a lot of trouble with this. What is the source of Mary's name?
The deep, dark reference. I know, Kellan. I was like, that has to mean something. Her
Really
name
tough.
is Mary, and she has a pet sheep. What could this be?
It's like a little lamb.
I consulted the most dense pieces of literature I have. I went through the Russian classics. I went to the German philosophers. I dug deep and I went high. And I think it must have something to do with the Virgin Mary. It's biblical, right, Kellan?
Yes, it is. It has to be.
Innocence,
Mary,
sheep are innocent.
Mary gave birth in a stable. Stables can have sheep.
Uh-huh.
It's got to be that. Makes sense to
Mary
me.
had a little ham, and ham is served on Easter. Biblical?
I think so. Coincidence? I think not.
Ah.
All right, we cracked the case.
If someone calls us out in the comments for that bit, I'm going to shit my pants. I'll actually...
That's something
poop,
TikTok would do. Someone on
That's
TikTok
true.
would be like...
That's true. Our YouTube comments are pretty smart, actually.
It's TikTok where everybody thinks that they're
Thinks they're
smart and they
correct,
know all
but
the
they're
answers.
just not paying attention.
You have no idea when my Pokemon Trainer's Choice thing was blowing up. You have no idea how many people I got correcting me on things they were wrong about. It was
Right, because they're not paying
insane.
attention, right? They're just
Yeah.
writing and not thinking.
I had one guy be like, actually, dual types weren't a thing in Gen 1. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's literally the first Pokemon in the Pokedex is Bulbasaur, who is a grass poison type.
Wow.
Oy vey. Think before you make TikTok comments, people. Good God. Anyway, at their house, back to the show. At their house, this was I thought it was going to be a really rough line, but Brock is like, oh, I just wish she was 10 years younger. Like, oh, thank God.
About the mom.
Oh, he's talking about the mom.
I know.
Oh.
I thought that was happening too. And I'm really glad to not see any dub edit line about that either.
Yeah, me too.
I thought
Actually,
for sure there
Brock
was
flirting with the child. No, please, God, no.
Oh my God.
They apologize for all the Mareep stuff. Uh-oh. Mom scolds Mary for thinking about Pokemon battles. How dare you? Never think about those. It's not okay. You got to think about Mareep. You got to keep on those things. And Mary's like, but
all
the
sheep
festival's
all day.
tomorrow. Only sheep. All sheep. All day. 99 problems, but Mareep ain't one.
Oh, that was sick.
It was not.
You having girl problems feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems, but Mareep ain't one.
It's so bad. It's like the Power Glove. So bad.
The Power Glove? Like
you didn't get that? God damn it.
No, I didn't get that.
It's what's the movie called? The Wizard or something?
Oh, right. Yeah.
The Power Glove product placement. The guy puts on the Power Glove. He's like, I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Oh.
But like, we've taken that to mean now the Power Glove is terrible. It was an awful peripheral.
I haven't actually seen The Wizard. I've seen some.
Me neither.
Clips,
I just know that
guess,
clip.
But,
yeah. Anyway, it's so bad. So the Mareep Festival is next week, and it's all about Mareep. The Mareep give the best wool in the world around these parts, and then Misty butts in because we've seen enough of this kind of thing where she's like, oh, okay, I get it. So you have a festival to honor the Mareep. We've seen this before, whatever.
It was really funny because she cuts her off to
Yeah.
finish the sentence with Mareep. It was like yes, that's what she was gonna say, Misty.
No, it's fucking Voltorb.
Yeah, I know. It's Super Fang Man. It's the Kryptonian Raticate that Graham talked
Giant
about.
Eradicate. So, yeah, they have a festival, and there's like rides and contests and battles. And Ash is like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna battle. And Alan's like, fuck no, you're not. You don't live here, you dick.
Yeah, it's only for Valley citizens.
Yeah.
I don't know what country this is, but I am going back to Austria.
Ash wants some warm up battles. He's unfortunate he cannot compete, but he wants some warm up battles before the Azalea gym. And Mary's like, "What? You're going to the gym? That must mean you're going to the Johto League. That's fucking cool, dude." And Ellen's like, "Watch your language, child." Ash shows off his Zephyr badge. She wants to battle, but Mom is like, "No battles, only Mareep, all day, all night,
all sheep, all the time."
Brock offers their assistance because he's into the mom, blah, blah, blah. And so they're out helping corral and whatnot with the Mareep. Pikachu's riding a Mareep, which is super cute.
A fantastic shot, yeah. And the Mareep in general are playing with that Raichu of Ellen's running around. The gang are brushing the sheep, etc.
Measuring, grooming. And then Team Rocket is watching in. Of course they are. James is counting the Mareep, promptly passes out.
That's a good bit.
Good
One Mareep, two Mareep.
It's the obvious bit. You have to do it.
You gotta do it.
Required. But Jessie has a plan. She wants to take the Mareep, steal the wool, take the wool off, and sell the clothes because Mareep wool is expensive. And James recalls back in his childhood, all of his clothes were made of Mareep wool. His shirts, socks, unmentionables, and all of his schoolmates were so jealous that they beat him up every day for it.
Yeah, that's what they bullied him out of. Envy.
Yep.
So now their plan, fleece those Mareep.
So on the basis of Mareep being like wool, and they use the wool for fashion and whatnot, clothing, stuff like that. Listener Alex has a question. They ask, what do you think Pokemon Fashion Week is like? Are there outfits themed after Pokemon? Outfits made from Pokemon? Do you think there's issues with that, like PETA issues in the real world?
Oh, there definitely be Pokemon advocates. Like, come on, I played Pokemon Black, right? They're literally in that game.
What Pokemon parts do you think are most valuable for passion and have caused the most problems?
Definitely Tauros penis, first of all.
Yes, you got to get some of those Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah. Well, the Met Gala did just happen in real life. I know very little about fashion, but I see pictures of like people with like crazy costumes on.
Yeah, I know nothing about fashion, but I see the Met Gala, and I thank God I don't know anything about fashion, because I don't want to know what the hell that's all about. Because it's ridiculous.
I think that's kind of narrow-minded, Kellan. It's just artistic expression.
It's so silly. Like, why is Lady Gaga wearing a 2-story dress?
I think that it's about expression in all kinds of ways. They're not supposed to be functional clothes. They're like more like costumes.
Well, dude, what's the point of the clothes? Function, baby. I like function.
Okay, but do you get interested in like a really innovative like meal? You know, like kind of in high cuisine. They'll think of
not
like
really.
a way.
I think that's also stupid.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know, Kellan.
I want a portion. I want a nice portion that tastes
Not
well.
needs to be functional.
I don't want a drop of emulsion on my plate and being like, oh, this takes me back to my childhood, and this is what this is all about. Have you seen The Menu? Great movie. It makes fun of everything that
I've seen Ratatouille.
It's also a very good movie. Anyway,
it's just that like I don't think these aren't trying to be functional clothes at all. So is that the kind of fashion we should talk about here, though?
Any and all fashion, I guess. I think any
functional
Pokemon that wears
fashion
pants
would be like
poached.
You think they would take the pants off the Scraggle or whatever
like
it's called?
What parts of Pokemon?
What is the Pokemon called that wears pants again? That you were telling
Scraggy
me about?
and Scrafty.
Scraggy, yeah. I said Scraggle, like Scraggle Rock. Yeah.
I was thinking of it earlier, but I lost it now. There's like another Pokemon that wears pants. Continue with your thoughts while I look for the pants Pokemon.
Well, no, I think there would definitely be incidents of pretty unethical, like poaching of Pokemon for fashion, and there would be like trends over the years. I mean, we saw this in the Johto games with the Slowpokes being poached, right? I don't think that was for fashion. I think that was for like
their tails.
Like but what were the tails used for?
Food. They didn't kill the Slowpoke, though. The Slowpoke tails regrow. So it's like a
Still,
lizard.
I think that was they just didn't want to make it as dark as it could have been.
Yeah.
But maybe, what if the Slowpoke tails didn't regrow and they used
Oh.
them for hats?
Oh,
Weird little
goodness.
pointy hats.
That would be a dumb-looking hat.
I think that the Slow King, you could take its crown and you
its
could wear
shoulder.
that. That'd be like what pimps wear. You'd be like, oh, I'm just a baller. It would be the most gangster outfit ever. You take the Slow King's helmet thing.
Yeah. Oh, throw and sock where what are they called? G's? Like karate outfits or whatever? G's, yeah.
Yeah.
You probably saw it. Yeah, you saw those in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poach them for their
Oh yeah, they're literally
clothing.
wearing clothes.
Yeah.
That's funny that you went the ones where it's like, what are the Pokemon already wearing clothes and can we
Yeah.
steal the clothes?
Just break into Throw's apartment at night and steal his closet.
Yeah.
What else can be poached for something decorative?
Well, the Blastoise cannons would
Yeah.
make an awfully nice turtleneck.
Ha 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 ha! Hilarious.
Or like boots, maybe.
Did you notice the pun you made there?
I
Turtleneck?
noticed.
Okay.
I noticed the pun.
Okay, good. 'Cause you didn't respond to it. I thought you were gonna like take pride in your jokes.
No,
But
I just let
no,
them go.
alright.
You gotta kill them once they're made, Kellan.
Kill your babies.
I always say that's the key to any creative endeavor. Don't be afraid to kill your children.
Such a morbid fucking saying.
It's true though. You gotta slash stuff even if you love it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
back to the episode. Great
shout
question.
us out in the comments. What
Not
kind of
very
Pokemon
good
fashion
answers.
would you be interested in?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people
Yeah,
would dress
it's
up as
got
Pokemon.
potential. I
There'd be a
would
lot of
like to.
cosplay.
I like that topic, Alex. I would like to revisit it in the future. Maybe we'll do an opening bit on that at some point, but it will need a bit more thought.
A lot of cosplaying, I think. People would dress up. It'd be like the Met Gala, but people would dress up as like the ridiculously complicated looking Pokemon.
Yeah, and that'd be cool. But then you'd also get the ones that are just like slutty versions of Pokemon with like not a whole lot of effort.
Give me Slutty Snorlax, please.
Oh yeah, slutty Snorlax. Let's see it.
Slutty Muck. No, that's it. That's the one.
Slutty Muck.
How do you make Muck slutty?
Slutty Mr. Mime.
That's also a very good one. So back to Mary. She's testing some Thunder Shock, and Ash sees this as he's carrying some buckets of water, and Pikachu's also carrying a bucket of water, which is like as big as him. Which is adorable again.
Yeah.
Pikachu doing a lot of cute stuff these episodes.
Oh yeah, it's a good silly Pikachu moment.
Good Pikachu episodes. But Ash is impressed. He thinks this Mareep is quite strong, as if he knows what he's talking about ever.
I know he can sometimes just be really confident though.
Yeah.
Right?
I know what I'm talking about. That's a strong looking Mareep. Meanwhile, she goes to battle and gets her ass kicked.
Right. So that's what happens. So Mary wants a favor. She's not allowed to battle ever, so she wants to battle with Ash. So we get this showdown: Fluffy versus Pikachu. Pikachu's into it. He's like, yeah, this will be fun. So they do a fight. Fluffy versus Pikachu. And Fluffy, and Pikachu are just kind of jumping around each other at first. Then Fluffy headbutts. Pikachu dodges.
Boom,
Fluffy
boom, boom.
growls. The growl works, though. Kind of spooks Pikachu for a moment.
And then Mary tells Mareep to go for a Speed Star.
Yeah, what's that, Kellan?
Not a fucking move.
So that was like Swift, right?
It's Swift. Speed Star is the Japanese name for Swift.
Oh, that's an awesome name.
It is pretty
Speed
good.
Star.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, somehow they did not change that, which is interesting.
Huh.
But it hits. They both go for a Thunder Shock. They connect. They're crossing beams,
Yeah, Ghostbuster style. It's meeting right in the air, kind of pushing back and forth. Ash is noticing that Pikachu's getting kind of tired, though, so he tells him to stop and then dodge, so that's what happens. Where Mary does the opposite. She tells Fluffy to turn up the power, and Fluffy collapses.
Turn it up
Fluffy-
to 11.
Fluffy ran out of PP.
Yeah, in a way. But also, I noted that Fluffy's electricity is blue compared to Pikachu's yellow. It's kind of neat.
compared
I
to
like-
Pikachu's
neat touch.
yellow.
Like
It
that.
was nicely visual, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell where one stops and the other starts. So,
Yeah, for that alone.
Fluffy has overexerted herself, falls over. Mary doesn't get it. She's like, "Why would you stop Pikachu?" And she's like, "Well, as an experienced trainer, I know that Pikachu was running out of energy from hurting all the Mareep earlier, and I didn't want him to get knocked out because I care about my Pokemon, unlike some people." Mary.
Yeah, this is pretty ham-fisted. He's really giving her the what the what for. Mary starts crying because she thought she was being tough, right?
Yeah.
So she
She
kind
was
of
only thinking
misread
about
the
winning.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't thinking about Fluffy. And Ash is like, well, you know why a Pokemon battles? Because it loves its trainer and wants to win for them. Sounds like some kind of Stockholm syndrome situation going on here.
Oh, it absolutely is, but that's
Yeah.
a topic for another day. The psychology of Pokemon. Dun dun dun.
If a noxious gas inside the Pokemon changes a Pokemon's psychology, are they really, are they in a good mood? Probably. Who knows? You never know.
Do any of us have free will, Kellan? What if super powerful aliens scooped us up and took us to their homes, and they could extend our lifespans by twice as long, but we lost our freedom? Would it be worth it? Because that's what we do to pets.
I don't want to live to 90, let alone 180.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to pay taxes for that long. That sounds horrible.
What's with you and taxes today?
Taxes.
Taxes!
Why taxes? I understand the
Yeah,
point of
nice.
taxes, people. I'm making jokes. Shut up.
Roads and hospitals, am I right? Okay.
I don't want free healthcare.
Yeah, you do.
I do. It's great. The wait times suck, but the free part is great.
And our roads suck ass, though.
Yeah, we need
But-
to fix those.
oh, well.
Anyway. Yeah, so Ash tells her all this. She's like, man, you know everything. And Ash is like, I just made the right mistakes. I hardly know anything. Which, finally, something
Yeah,
I
there you
agree
go.
with.
That's the
Ugh.
smartest thing he's said in ages.
Yeah. So later, at dinner, also, that last battle was at sunset.
Oh, okay. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Just a note for you there. Later at dinner, having dinner,
They're having
Ellen
like fondue. It looks delicious.
Yeah, Ellen goes to find Mary, but she's not in her room. She's slightly off to the side in her room.
Yeah. Well, she's like kind of on the roof because her room is in the attic and it kind of goes out onto the roof. So Mary's on the roof and she sings sorry to Fluffy.
She's
She's
self-reflecting.
got a lot to learn. She's going to think of Fluffy's feelings now. And the mom hears all of this because she's just, hearing from the room.
I was kind of hoping that Mom would have no growth and she would storm down the stairs and kick Ash out of the house for battling with her daughter when she made it very clear she didn't want to. It'd been kind of funny, but
And
also,
the mom is kind of the stubborn villain of the
Yeah.
episode.
but it also would have flown in the face of our lessons for this week. Ugh.
Yeah. Come on, Kellan. Less.
Ugh, lessons. Anyway, yeah, so Mom overhears this, finally sees that maybe she should let her kid kind of do what she wants, and maybe her kid doesn't have to follow in her footsteps. Don't make your dreams your kid's dreams. Snap, snap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a storm's rolling in. With
Yeah,
not
we
Pokemon
see
without
this
a
shot
storm.
of like a wind carrying a hoot along, which I thought was kind of funny. And I thought this part was going in totally a different direction because usually the storms are quite a bad thing. So the mom wakes up the gang. Everyone come outside. They're going
Brock's
into
sleeping
the
in an
storm.
armchair. I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Brock's in an armchair, Ash is on the couch, Misty got the bed.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think Misty would beat them up for the bed. I
Yeah,
believe
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, so they need their help. They're gonna take all of the Mareep to the cliff so they can absorb some lightning. And
Yeah, it's how
this
they'll
is
get the
awesome.
best coats for the festival. All the Mareep will get up there and they'll get zapped and then boom, get nice coats.
And so they take them up there, and like the lightning's about to come, and then the Mareep all like go up on their hind legs and like wait like wave at the clouds. They're like Mareep, Mareep, and it's so funny because it looks very cultish.
Yeah.
They're on a cliff praying to the heavens that they get struck by lightning. It's so
I know
good.
it does look cultish. And it looks very like, this is like a big ceremony going on. We're gonna
Mhm.
sacrifice a goat. The sheep will sacrifice a goat.
One of them will be sacrificed. They'll find the one with the smallest coat after the lightning strikes.
Oh,
Will be sacrificed.
This is horrible. So they get zapped. They get the huge wool. It's a whole big thing.
Massive
Yeah.
coats.
And then the Mareep are super happy. The storm's over. The Mareep are glistening, sparkling, and then boom,
net.
netted.
Team Rocket has them all. Uh-oh. Prepare for trouble and bully for us. Make it double. Now it's woolly for us. I like that one.
Yeah, that's nice. And
Small
then they
change,
do
but it is
the-
fun.
Kind of the regular chant, but now their balloon has like all of these Christmas lights
Yeah.
on that are like lit up, and Jesse and James are wearing wool coats.
Yeah, and Meowth's got like a wool collar.
A
I
wool
think it is.
collar, yeah.
Yeah. Pikachu goes to bolt, but gets grabbed, stuffed in a cage. The one time he's not in the capsule is the one time he does not try bolting his way out.
Yeah, he's just like this
It's just
cage has got me.
it's just a metal cage.
Yeah, it's like what you would use to take your cat to the vet. Like it's
Yeah.
just like a carrier.
Raichu goes for the Thunderbolt, which hits the power
That
panel
hit
or
the
whatever.
spot. Yeah, there's a power energy panel on the side that kind of is powering the lights. Jesse notes that the flashing lights are very flattering.
Especially when they're
especially
off.
when they're off.
So Raichu goes full power, turns it up to 11.
It's an energy crisis.
Breaks the panel, sends the balloon falling to the ground in a fiery blaze.
Yeah. So Pikachu's free.
They start
the
a
sheep
forest
run,
fire.
Raichu's tired.
And back in the Inferno, Arbok and Weezing go after the Mareep, and we get this really
So it's
sick.
them versus the whole Mareep pack.
And we get this sick ass version of the wild battle theme from Gold and Silver. I loved this.
True, very nice.
I loved the horns. I'm a big horn guy. I'm a big horn dog, if you would.
Okay, you said it. I was like, all right. Do I even need a comment?
No, I love horns. I love the horns.
It's
It's
all
great.
horned up.
I'm a big ska guy. Ska is so much fun.
Sky is
So
fun.
you throw
it's
horns in
very limited
anything.
genre,
I'm gonna love
but
it.
it's got its perks.
It's wonderful. But no, this theme is great. This is on the same league as like the electric guitar gym theme for me. Very, very good.
Nice.
But yeah, the Mareep go for a Growl, which intimidates Arbok and Weezing. They go for a Thundershock, but Meowth has an energy reflector thing panel.
He's sending the electricity back.
So they need Pikachu. Brock's like, Ash, they need Pikachu. And Ash is at the cage, like trying to bash it in with a rock. Like, I'm trying. I'm trying.
I can't figure out how this flipping thing works.
And so Fluffy jumps in the front lines. Fluffy's gonna take it all. And she tells Mary, because apparently Mary can hear Mareep's thoughts. She tells Mary to tell Mom to tell the Mareep to all aim their electricity into Fluffy.
Yeah,
And
that'll work. It'll all power up Fluffy. So they're all zapping Fluffy. Fluffy's getting humongous.
Yeah, her coat grows to an enormous size. She Thundershocks and hits Team Rocket, and then Pikachu gets out of the cage, and between the Thundershock and Pikachu's Thundershock, boom, Team Rocket go blasting off again, and then Arbok and Weezing chase after them because they did not get blown up.
I like that. Arbok and Weezing are just like fine, but they just like skedaddle.
It's very good.
Team Rocket, more like Team Shock It, Brock says.
Good one, Brock. So the next day,
morning,
Mom gives Mary Grandma's old Pokeball, passed down through generation to generation, to use in the festival battle. And then we go to the festival battle, and it's going to be Fluffy versus something, because we don't see any of this battle, because the narrator cuts in, and he's like, well, that's the end of the episode, people. We're not going to show you anything else, anything interesting here. We're not going to see if Mary's learned something.
The narrator's like a stereotypically offensive French person now.
It's not what I was going for, but sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the narrator comes on, he's like, fuck you! Oh,
I have my baguette.
you wanted to see this battle? Think again.
So that's the episode.
And yeah, that's the episode. Back to moving to Azalea.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Literary hour. Mary had a little oyster?
Ham. It was ham.
Clam? Steamed clams?
Steamed clams. It's a Utica dialect.
Oh my god. I just have to play the whole scene in my head. Okay. So
are you ready for an unforgettable luncheon?
There is
Egads, my roast is ruined.
Shut up. The entire Aurora Borealis.
Perhaps if I buy fast food and disguise it as my own food. Oh, devilishly delightful, Seymour.
Do you think there's a person who doesn't know that, who's just like, what are they talking about right now?
Oh, that's what I call hamburgers, steamed ham.
Shut up. You're haunting me. It's all I am now. Okay, not steamed hams. Okay, so there's like a trope about kids having to prove themselves that is subverted in the story of Matilda, because she has her powers. Nothing really goes wrong with them necessarily. She actually kind of shows that things can be right with her own virtues. I was also kind of leaning into more of like the inaccurate innocence that they talk about on TV tropes. So this is this idea where kids see something and they don't really see everything that's going on. So I'm thinking of the part in here where she's really pushing Fluffy. Now she's not cluing in that Fluffy could get tired. She's really only seeing the situation as this like game and not thinking about, oh, there's like an animal here doing it. So there's a part very early on in Game of Thrones where, at the very beginning of the book, where Bran is climbing in Winterfell, and he sees Cersei and Jaime having some personal relations. Cough,
Oh
cough.
yeah, and then he gets pushed out the window.
That's right, but he thinks that
Fucked up.
he's just like, why are those two adults wrestling? He doesn't realize what's going on at first.
Oh,
Then
fun.
he clues in, and yes, gets pushed out the window. Hey, you knew that part. Were you a Game
Yeah.
of Thrones person? I don't remember.
I saw the first episode in a film studies course.
Oh, okay.
I was interested in watching it until I heard that the last season is total ass.
It is hard to recommend in a way. Like, the first season especially is, like, really strong TV. Like, the first season's so good. And the first 4 especially are all pretty high quality. Then the writing starts to get weird. Now, 5 through 7 are still okay. Like, they're fun enough, but the writing is definitely getting kind of strange. And then episode 8 was, like, the most disappointing piece of television ever. It was
And then they left the
such a
Starbucks cup
letdown.
on the table.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of minor compared to the big.
But how do you do that?
It's weird, right? It's
That
like,
is
just, like,
that is a
biggest budget
massive
ever
flub,
phoned it
yeah.
in. It's so weird. It was a really bizarre season. Anyway,
But Aurora Borealis
entirely in your kitchen,
at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country,
Localized.
localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. May I see it? No.
No. Steve
Anyway.
Hams, everybody. Okay, we gotta rate this episode.
First category for mild and woolly will be the Ashmoron moments.
Okay, was that last episode you had some though, or was it this one?
Yeah, it was last. The last episode was good. Who could that be?
Right. No,
Not
here
figuring
was
out.
like, I guess you could talk about how he was sort of like overconfident talking to Mary, but he didn't really know what he was talking about.
He was eating so fast he choked.
Right.
It's kind of stupid of him.
But these are kind of weak, actually.
Yeah, there's not a lot in this one. He's
There
actually
isn't
like
like
the
a
smart
good,
one.
stupid line, yeah.
He's the one teaching.
Only going
Mary.
a 3.
He does admit that he hardly knows anything. So.
Yeah, so that was actually kind of clever.
Oh, he can't get into the cage. He can't figure out the regular ass cage.
Okay, I'll give
It's
a
kinda
point
funny.
for that.
Um,
Actually, I'm up to a 4.5.
Yeah, but it's still pretty weak. 4.5. Yeah, I'm thinking 4.3. I gotta do it.
There it is. There it is.
So 4.4 for Ashmoron moments. Category number 2 will be the Pokemon cries.
Ooh, okay. How does a Mareep sound?
Me.
Oh, it just sounds like a sheep.
I think so. I'll find it. Find the clip where they're like on the cliff.
All shouting.
And
Yeah, I
they're
think
like,
you're
give
right.
us
I think
the
it was just like
lightning.
I think it was just a ba.
Bolt us.
So they don't say their name.
Do they not? And they're like, me.
Okay,
It's all right.
but it's kind of weak.
Yeah, they're like, me.
Okay, so they sort of say their name.
Yeah, they kind of say their name. And it's cute. It fits with the Pokemon.
That's true. I mean, what else would you do? I guess
It's not like those other ones where it's just like,
where it's like a person.
what was the
Mareep?
what was the one I was thinking of from the other day? No, it was the Sentret from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Sentret.
That were just
yeah.
like Sentret. But I think Mareep's fits really well. It looks like it's coming from a sheep. Sounds like
That's
it's
true.
coming from a sheep
Yeah.
rather. It's cute. We do get Charbok.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think
there's
this,
not a
this
lot.
is all about the Mareeps, though. We really
Yeah.
just got to talk about the Mareeps.
Which it's a cute one. I would go above average. I would say like 6.
Yeah, I'm good with. I'll go 7.1.
7.1.
Yeah, you
That's
convinced me. It's decent.
6.55 for that overall. 5.475 for mild and woolly.
Okay, sweet.
2 above
Well,
average.
there you have
episodes.
it, folks. 2 above average episodes. Hope you had a good time. Kellan,
That's it for this
we're
week.
gonna have a
baby.
good time next week too. What is going on then?
It's gonna be a good week. We got two good episodes. We are starting with episode 142, Wired for Battle, or in Japanese, Let's Battle! Hassam versus Heracross!
Ooh,
Followed by
Heracross.
episode 143, Good Quill Hunting, or in Japanese, Hino Arashi! Catch it!
God damn! Every once in a while, I'm like jealous of a title.
Yeah, I know,
that just
right?
Is like that just is a
We would use
TCAT
that.
episode
We
title.
would use it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we can't now.
Oh well.
Ugh, unfortunate. But that's it for this. That's next week. So Monday.
Monday. All right, Kellan. Well, let's get us out of
That's
here.
it. Yep.
I
Bye.
should do my thing.
Do
Well, no,
things.
we got a
Twitter.
80s synthwave. Intro and outro music is 80s synthwave by Alexi Action. You can reach us on Twitter, To Kill A Delibird. Also reach us at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. Audio podcasts found wherever. The YouTube is youtube.com/HydraLeech. Please leave a comment. We love the engagement on there. Kellan has the TikTok HydraLeeches, where he does anime air analysis, and it's very good, even though he makes that noise every time I mention it.
I hate it.
And he twitches at
Yeah.
HydraLeech. HydraLeech is the Twitch. Check it out.
Sunkern's storm through Kanto.
Ooh,
Good.
it's wild.
And balloons. All to
Yeah.
pay for ADHD medication. Woohoo.
Yes, please. Sub. Anything else?
If you're on a podcast platform, please interact, rate, review, whatever you can do. If you're on Spotify, there's a poll for which of today's episodes was your favorite. Even if you don't know, click one. There's also a thing you can leave your comment there. If you're commenting on YouTube and you have an extra 30 seconds in your day, if you could leave it over on Spotify too to boost our interaction, because our podcast platform stats have kind of stagnated. So we need to boost those a little bit. Rate, review, or whatever. Share with your friends and your enemies.
Please.
Why not?
And the friends of your enemies.
Exactly.
Who are probably
Who
also
are
your enemies.
Your friends. No.
Oh.
The enemy of my enemy
that'd be the enemies
is
of
your
enemies.
friend. That's it.
And
yeah.
and you're your own worst enemy. So you're actually your
Also
friend.
your friend.
Ah.
Yes.
Ah.